Former Springboks captain Jean de Villiers was in Nigeria during the week to help in the development and promotion of rugby in the country. Jean de Villiers, born 24 January 1981 in Pearl, is a former South African Rugby Union player. He started his career at wing but played most of his career as an inside centre. De Villiers previously played for Western Province in the Currie Cup, the Stormers in Super Rugby, Leicester Tigers in Premiership Rugby, and internationally for South Africa, for whom he was named captain in June 2012. Hotsportsng seized the opportunity of his brief visit to Nigeria to have an exclusive one-on-one with him in his hotel in Ikoyi, Lagos. Welcome to Nigeria. What brings one of the Springboks captain to Nigeria?
Yeah, it has been a little bit short, so I only arrived on Monday evening and flying back today, which is Wednesday, back to South Africa. But it's been a good experience, and and almost introducing rugby to more people in Nigeria. It's a growing sport globally, and thanks to DHL, I was able to come over and meet some of the employees of DHL, but also meet new people in the rugby circles, and hopefully we can grow rugby in Nigeria.
Are you here to help promote rugby and to make the sport grow?
Yes, I think that's part of what World Rugby is trying to do. It's a month before the World Cup in Japan 2019, so it is still a growing sport, and even though a lot of people around the world plays it, there's still a lot of countries, especially in Africa, that I think where the sport can really grow and where they've got that people that will fit into rugby quite nicely, Nigeria being one of them. So it's a sport that I really love, and a sport that I like to promote wherever I go in the world, and this stop being Nigeria has been a very interesting one, and like I said, I think the potential for a lot of growth within the country.
You have won a number of major rugby trophies, including the Under-21 Rugby World Cup, the Tri-Nations, which include the mighty All Blacks and Australia's Wallabies, as well as the Rugby World Cup.
Any player that's part of a World Cup winning squad would really cherish that. Not a lot of people have had the honour of lifting the trophy and putting their hands on the trophy, and even though I got injured prior to the final, being part of that squad and being able to have a World Cup gold medal at home is something that's pretty special. So certainly one that I really cherish. All the others are really special as well. Being able to win a Under-21 World Cup plus a Senior World Cup is something that's special as well. And the fact that we were able to win the Tri-Nations and win the British and Irish Lions series in 2009 was also quite a special year. So many fond memories of my rugby career, and just so appreciative of what rugby gave me.
Your rugby career has had numerous injuries to contend with during your playing years. What was the driving force that kept you going to make numerous comebacks time and time again?
Yeah, look, I think it's firstly the love of the game, the fact that I really enjoyed playing rugby, and that rugby will remain part of my life for the rest of my life, as it's been for all of my life, and then just the pure determination to achieve something. I think especially towards the end of my career, the driving force was my family, and what you sort of leave behind for your kids. Once my kids are at an age where they might understand what I did as a rugby player, I want them to be able to look back and say, well, our dad never gave up, even though he might not have been the best. He never gave up, and he always tried to come back. So I think that's something that's important, not only in sport but in life itself. And even though you have those injuries, I think you grow immensely through those hardships. So I learned a lot through those periods, and even though I am carrying some of those scars these days, I suppose it was worth it.
The Springboks this season had a slow start, but have run out the Rugby Championship, the new Tri-Nations including Argentina, and emerged winners. Was this expected, considering the current transition period the team is experiencing?
I think from the outside, not a lot of people might have expected South Africa to win the Rugby Championship, but certainly the talk from within the squad was always very positive, and they had a clear goal that they wanted to achieve, which they eventually achieved. So, kudos to Rassie Erasmus and his team for the planning that went into the whole championship and for the execution of it from the players eventually. So, they go into this World Cup with high expectations, and I think that's a good position to be in. You rather want to be there than have a preparation where nothing goes your way. So, a lot of positive signs for South Africa, and hopefully they can go all the way.
How influential has Rassie Erasmus, the head coach, been in making the current squad such a formidable team?
Yeah, immensely influential. Meticulous planning. He's a real scholar of the game, and like I mentioned, kudos for him for what he has achieved. So, the build-up has been a really good one, and he's been able to turn it around for South Africa. But eventually he'll be judged on what happens at the World Cup, and he would want a successful World Cup campaign. So in about 2-3 months' time we can reassess again and then only determine whether he was successful or not.
One sense that the Springboks will be a force to be reckoned with at this year's Rugby World Cup, possibly rated as one of the favourites?
Yeah, but it's always difficult to say who's favourite for this World Cup. South Africa is only ranked 5th in the world currently, so they will be going in as with a lot of confidence, and it doesn't really matter, I think, in terms of the team environment where they see themselves being ranked. They go in with a lot of positivity, which is a massive bonus in sport, going in with a bit of momentum. Favourites, at this stage, Wales are ranked number 1 in the world, New Zealand 2nd, Ireland 3rd. Ireland has got the possibility to overtake both those teams and go into 1st place if they beat England this weekend. England's been good, so a very competitive World Cup, and hopefully, South Africa can be there when the final comes at the beginning of November. So, whether they're favourites, I don't know, but certainly within the squad, they will fancy their chances.
World Rugby, the world body administering rugby, is very committed in making rugby a popular sport worldwide. How do you see the future of rugby in Africa?
I think the potential is there, and it really, it really is exciting. Obviously, I think South Africa is a little bit different to the rest of Africa in that there really is a culture of rugby in South Africa. But once you can get that going in the rest of Africa, the potential is so big, and I think from a growth point of view, Africa is where rugby globally can grow significantly. And just natural athletes in this continent. So it'll be interesting to see where rugby goes, and the opportunity probably lies in the sevens game firstly, and then the natural sort of progression would be into the 15s. So it's exciting times, and I think from a world rugby point of view, it's good to know that they still have opportunities for growth. So hopefully the African nations and especially Nigeria can use those opportunities and can grow the game. Yeah, but again, when you've had so many injuries, at some stage I wondered if I would ever get to cap number 2, because I got injured in my first game, first test match, only played 7 minutes, and then played another warm-up game, got injured again, and 2 years later I still didn't have my second test cap. So to eventually get to 100 is something that I probably never thought would happen, and something that I'm really proud of. But more than that, rugby is a team sport, and the trophies that we won together as a team, the games that we won that we never should have won, those special moments, those are the things that count more than the individual performances and stuff. So proud, but yeah, I suppose the team efforts is what you really play the game for.
In closing, Gian, what memories will you like to take home about Nigeria?
Look, it's been quick. It's been a quick in and out, but fun memories. Wherever you go in the world, it's the people that make it special. It's not the buildings. It's not the anything else. It's the people, and I think the same with Nigeria. Friendly people, and I've had a really enjoyable time. So, hoping to come back again sometime in the future and just extend that relationship that's been built now.
Thanks, Gian. I wish you the best in your future projects.
Cool, thank you very much.